I know that I can say that I'm not the only one in this room that remembers the vote in West Virginia to do exactly what we're doing. And I understand that that's the past. But I am a really big fan of the print screen button on my computer. And over the last month since Denver, and this was brought to light, the language of the National Committee on the website under our leadership structure has changed. And it was originally reflective of what we passed in West Virginia. It's now been changed to be consistent with what we did in Denver. And now what's going on is you're indicating that select committee and standing committee chairs and judicial also get to vote, but that's still not consistent with what we're reporting externally as the makeup of our national committee. So my question is, and it goes to the point of Jen Murphy, is that I understand that we may not have not reached the burden of proof of what happened in West Virginia, according to some folks, and we may never be able to resolve that. But what I think we can agree upon is that we've been using, since West Virginia, this structure that was just mentioned, and I would move, as a result of all of these discrepancies and contradictory information, that we use that voting method that we used in Denver to vote for site selection.
Okay, and that's part of, and there has been a motion to appeal the chair.
Okay.
Correct?
Yeah.
And that's why I stepped in.
Yep.
Which is why we're having this discussion.
Yep. Thank you for the time.
Absolutely. Thank you, Mr. Jalajira. Yeah, Mr. Kitchens.
I get, there is a huge problem. Like, somebody fucked up.
Straight from the record.
I don't know that we're going to get that here today, especially in the midst of an election. I don't know that we're going to get that. I get Jen and the point, and I agree with you, but it seems that from what Ralph's question was to the officers who stood, that the people who will be voting today will be the people who voted in Denver. So the people that both have been had enfranchised have disenfranchised themselves. And so it seems that we have the solution, and I wonder if we can in order to call the previous question so that we can go to the actual vote. And it seems that the issue has been resolved.
So the chair will entertain a motion to call the question. Okay, just one thing, and Sam got to experience this before. If you're having a conversation, please step outside. Please do not do so. Okay, Ralph.
And I failed to do this, and I apologize, but because we talked about the differences in Section 14A of the Charter, that would include the 9 officers. Can we also ask them to abstain from this vote so that we can follow the Denver guidelines if that's what we want to do?
That's an issue.
My bad, I wasn't there.
Yeah, thanks, Ralph. Are there any other points or motions this time? Yeah, it's without debate, unless there's a point of inquiry or point of order.
I have a question.
Okay.
Which is that if the folks that are not going to have abstained, are they still going to be counted towards the number that would be 50%? Okay, that's clear. Like right.
John, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear your question. Can you repeat it, please?
What's the win number? What's the win number with the new?
John, 271. I'm very sorry.
I'm going to get out of your way this time.
No, but that's an issue on whether we're going to decide on it right now. Oh, hold on, yeah.
It was said at the beginning of this whole debate that by the chair of the Rules Committee that has the recollections of himself, the convention chair was approved, and Rod Snyder, the president at the time. I, as a national officer, have a bit of a concern. I want to know, do we have that information? If you're going to let it to Mr. Snyder confirms it as well, I want to know that the President of America, you guys are saying as a sitting member of the National Committee, actually confirmed this, that yes, he agrees this.
Hugo, and here, let me, I'm gonna answer your question. Because we had a robust discussion in Judicial Council about this. Quasi-judicial body who operates we are unique in a position in Judicial Council to operate under the context in which we don't fall within any of the political issues that are involved, which is why we had a discussion about this, although it did not fall within our purview. The questions over accounts, what happened, who says what happened, all that is not a matter that can be done in rules. It cannot be a matter that is done in Judicial Council. Impeachment can, and this is not a matter of impeachment. This is a matter of differences in accounts. In order to actually answer your question, we would need to interview every member of the National Committee that attended that meeting, okay, including every representative that was in the Rules Committee, as to what their recollection is to find what the accurate information is. And being that it was over a year ago, and I'll take personal privilege at this moment and say, I don't remember everything that happened at that 5-hour, 6-hour-long Rules Committee meeting. I hope that if this was a matter that came up, that other people might, but this is not an issue that we can address here at the National Committee at this time. Okay?
In other words, because you guys
I'm sorry. Hugo, I'm sorry. Rashad is recognized. You're welcome. Decorum, please.
For the purposes of peace,
Yes.
the 4 or 5 committee chairs that will not be voting today that are abstaining. The question to DeQuay and Shayna, because they're in charge of this, were those people included in the original number that was given for voting purposes?
Yes.
It were. Can you now give us the numbers removing them from the voting purpose for the purposes of this election?
Sure.
They would be removed. They did.
No, we have to. It doesn't. We're going to make a vote. We're going to vote on whether to go off of precedence. Have them all vote based on what the documents are, okay? The ruling of the rules chair was that they do in fact have a vote. So this is an appeal. So a vote, yes, would be to appeal and say that no, they do not have a vote, that we are basing it on precedence, okay? A vote, no. Yes, because this is a vote of the National Committee to resolve this matter, okay? So a vote no will say that they do vote based on what has been published in the bylaws. Okay? Cool. Rashad?
If they've already abstained, can we just call a motion, then they're going to abstain?
That's up to the mover of the motion. So who moved to appeal?
Me.
So you're removing the motion. Did you? Who? I'm sorry. Shane, do you have who moved the motion to appeal? Okay, then we're going to move forward. Let's call the question. Thank you. Once again, a yes vote. We're calling the question. Exactly. Vote to call the question. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those against?
Nay.
Okay. And the ruling, the yeas have it. Okay, we're now going to vote on the matter of whether to appeal the ruling of the chair to allow committee chairs to vote in all elections. Okay? All. Yes. So an aye vote, which would appeal the decision of the rules chair, will mean that
Don't vote.
they do not vote.
Yes.
Okay? No would mean that Bo's ruling stands, which states that those committee chairs do in fact vote. Okay? Does that make sense, everyone? Does anyone else have any questions? Good. Okay. All those in favor of the motion to appeal the chair, please raise your hands. Okay, there's a point of inquiry.
We do a voice vote, I think we're going to have it.
Because,
Decorum, please.
because the rules chair initially ruled that they do get to vote, do they in fact get to vote on the motion?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. We have a meeting to vote.
Okay. Hugo, that's a very valid point. That's a very valid point. So therefore, I will, in my advisory capacity, say, in order to properly track these votes, we will require a roll call vote. Yes. Is there a motion for a roll call vote? Seeing none, we will move forward with a vote by hand. Okay, please raise your hands at this time if you were looking to appeal the chair. Thank you.
Proxy votes as well.
Okay, here's what we're going to do to make it a little more accurate. If this is going to get ridiculous. If you have more than one vote, just raise it with 1, 2 if you have 2 votes. Okay?
Over 3.
Can you raise 3? Come on.
Sabrina, speak first.
Just point of clarification. Should we do 2 on one hand and 1 on the other? Just so you can see it a little better?
Just Dave. Oh.
So, can we just do it the way we did it in Denver, which is like raise your hand and then we'll count the first proxy after that and then the next proxy after that.
Yes. So vote yourself, vote your first proxy, vote your second proxy.
So all those that do not have a proxy, please raise your hands. If you have 1 vote.
Vote yourself.
Vote yourself.
Vote for yourself. Like you are here.
This actually isn't official.
If you are voting on behalf of yourself, please raise your hand at this time. Thank you.
You've raised them high.
But it looks so nice in it.
All those that have a proxy vote, their first proxy vote.
All the way.
All the way.
That's why you're able.
Dave's still taller than you.
I know.
I think the struggle is real.
Okay. Now, if you have a second proxy vote, have a third vote.
My hand hurts.
Are you done?
I put my hand down.
Are you done? Yeah, they're bad.
Oh. They've all ignored us and we all put our hands up. Like,
What the hell's wrong with you?
Amanda? I don't see her.
FaceTiming?
No, Amanda's freaking out about stuff, so I'm live streaming it.
Hi, Trisha!
We have to plug it in, though.
Order, please. Come on, let's get through this. Okay, all those voting against, please raise your hand at this time. Okay. All those with your first proxy vote, please raise your hand. Okay, with a second proxy vote. Abstentions? Seeing none. Oh, sorry. Ralph? To appeal the ruling of the chair, this motion fails. Yes.
Robert's rules are saying a majority. I have it in front of me. To appeal the decision of the chair.
It is.
Okay. I stand corrected. It's a majority. Okay, so this motion passes.
Which was a moot point.
Which means that we will operate based on precedent in which the committee chairs do not vote.
No.
Now, I'm going to turn it back over to Susan. I'm glad that we've resolved this matter. I will tell you, I'm going to take a moment of personal privilege and say, as I likely will be appointed as the next rules chair, if we want to look at working through this, I encourage you to get that rule in early, and we'll have a robust discussion at the Rules Committee in St. Louis. Okay? We want to make sure we have a clear path moving forward. But as so, this stands as a vote of the National Committee. This is it. Thanks.
Thank you, Doug.
The chair would like to recognize Doug and his patience during that situation. All right. Do we have a current and up-to-date list of votes? Yes, the 4 were taken away. And all the proxies have been transferred and up to date? Okay. Moving forward, so we will do the DNC man race. And we will do roll call. Shayna, will you please proceed with the roll call vote?
Yes.
Do you need the microphone?
So we can hear it, yeah.
And to help me out, if you can say your vote loudly and clearly, that would be great. Okay.
This is for DNC man.
Aaron Kallstrom.
My friend Christopher Delero.
Vice President Ben Yee. Vice President Ben Cohen, proxy to me for John Keller. Vice President Elrod. Me. I will be voting for the gentleman from California. Treasurer Hugo. Pass.
No good, no glory.
DNC man Fruth.
John Keller.
President of Alaska.
That one is for Keller.
You're not the proxy holder. Where's the proxy holder?
Joe.
Peter?
Yes.
I'm the committee man.
Yes. How are you voting?
John Keller.
President of Alabama.
Chris.
I'm sorry.
Wrong one. National Committee man Alabama is an abstention. National Committee woman Reed Dudley, welcome to your first meeting.
Thank you.
President of Arkansas, Ezra Smith.
John Keller.
What? She voted for Christopher. National Committee Woman, Arkansas. National Committee Man, Arkansas.
John Keller.
President of Arizona.
John Keller.
National Committee Woman, Arizona.
John Keller.
National Committee Man, Arizona.
John Keller.
President of California. Yes. Chair of the Colorado Young Democrats.
John.
Thank you. Ellen, right? Thank you. National Committee Man, Colorado.
Yes.
Sorry, just making sure, you know.
Everyone else's proxies just done.
Jenny, National Committee Woman from Colorado.
John Keller.
President of Connecticut.
John Keller.
How do I say your last name, Peter?
Rositis.
National Committee Man, Connecticut.
John Keller.
National Committee Woman, Connecticut.
John Keller.
President of DC, Naomi Shelton. National Committee Man of DC, Don Isaac.
John Keller.
National Committee Woman for DC, Tori.
John Keller.
President of Delaware.
John Keller.
National Committee Man, Delaware.
John Keller.
National Committee Woman of Delaware.
John Keller.
President of Florida.
Abstain.
National Committee Man, Florida.
Same.
National Committee Woman, Florida.
Nick.
Christopher.
President Corey Boone of Georgia.
Proxy for invalid candidate. Abstain.
National Committee Man, Georgia. Nicholas. National Committee Woman of Georgia.
Christopher.
President of Hawaii.
I'm not the President, Chris.
National Committee Man of Hawaii. Welcome to your first meeting. Many mahalo. President of Iowa. President of Idaho, Jordan Brady.
Chris Guerrero.
National Committee Man from Idaho, Morgan, yes, Morgan Hill.
Instructor John Keller.
President of Illinois.
John Keller.
National Committee Man, Illinois.
John Keller.
And National Committee Woman, Illinois.
Proxy to me.
Hugo, President of Indiana.
John Keller.
National Committee Man, Indiana. Yes. Rashad.
Oh. Get the instructions now?
There's no instructions for National Committee Man.
Oh. I'm gonna pass because I didn't know that. Don't. I'll bet.
National Committee Man, Kansas.
John Keller.
President of Kentucky, Clinton Morris. National Committee Woman, that was for John Keller. National Committee Woman of Kentucky, Liz Fawcett.
Boss votes for Keller.
President of Louisiana, Jerry Jones.
Instructed Guerrero.
No.
Oh, sorry. I apologize, Ross Johnson. I apologize.
Yes. His proxy was ruled out of order because it doesn't have a notary stamp on it. That was one of the ones in the pile that wasn't properly notarized. And nobody came back to it this morning.
We're in the middle of a vote.
We are in the middle of the vote. We will continue with the vote. Jerry Jones for Ralph. Ralph Johnson, National Committee.
Pass.
You ain't gonna vote for yourself?
Maybe not. We gonna see. I'm keeping it real.
Joseph Kitchen, President of Maryland. Latias Danley, National Committee Woman, Maryland. Travis Crow, National Committee Man, Maryland. Justin Williams.
John.
Sorry, I'm scrolling down. Okay.
I can't win.
Kermit Williams, President of Michigan.
Invalid candidate.
Chair of Minnesota, Andy Whitaker. National Committee Man, Minnesota. National Committee Woman, Minnesota. President of Missouri. Nick DeSenzo.
Chris Guerrero.
You're carrying that property?
Instructed Guerrero.
Sean Higgins, National Committee Man, Mississippi. Justin Conley, North Carolina.
I vote for Chris Guerrero.
National Committee Woman, North Carolina.
Chris Guerrero.
National Committee Man, North Carolina.
Chris Guerrero.
President of North Dakota. Okay.
Joe call it New Mexico.
Order of abbreviations is not the name of the state. But if that bothers people, I'll fix it for the next meeting.
Thank you.
Okay, that bothers people, I'll change it. I'm sorry. It gives me a little bit less to look at. Okay, President of Nebraska. National Committee Woman, Nebraska. National Committee Man, Nebraska.
Chris Guerrero.
President of New Jersey.
John Keller.
National Committee Woman, New Jersey. National Committee Man, New Jersey. President of New Mexico.
Mr. John Keller.
National Committee Man, New Mexico.
John Keller.
So they are. Sorry. I'm fixing that. So what just happened is the National Committee Man and the President of New Mexico instructed their proxies to vote for Christopher Guerrero. So the people holding the proxies casted them for John, and so I'm amending that right now.
So is 2 votes we lost right here? The 2 votes we lost? Yeah. And it went over.
Okay, President of Nevada.
John.
National Committee Woman, Nevada.
John.
All right. President Mike Corbett of New York.
John.
Yes.
I think you skipped the National Committee Man in Nevada. I just.
Okay, we're gonna continue with the vote. You can't. We're in the middle of a vote. We're gonna continue with the vote. I'm sorry, Mike. What'd you say?
Me?
Yeah.
John Keller.
Thank you. National Committee Man, New York.
Instructed John Keller.
National Committee Woman, New York. President of Ohio.
John Keller.
National Committee Woman, Ohio. National Committee Man, Ohio.
John Keller.
President of Oklahoma.
John Keller.
National Committee Woman, Oklahoma.
John Keller.
National Committee Man, Oklahoma.
John Keller.
President of Pennsylvania.
Chris.
Welcome to your first meeting. No, as president. First meeting as president. National Committee Man, Jason Henry.
Chris.
National Committee Woman, Pennsylvania.
Christopher.
President of Puerto Rico.
John.
No, it's Nick DeCenzo.
Instructed for Chris.
Okay. National Committee Man, Puerto Rico.
John.
National Committee Woman, Puerto Rico. Oh, she didn't have one. Okay. President of Rhode Island, Mark Gray.
John Keller.
President of South Carolina, Louis Duke. National Committee Woman, South Carolina. National Committee Man, South Carolina. National Committee Man, South Dakota.
Proxy.
So if I leave, I can't come back in. It's no, you can't. What would you like me to do? Because I written it down.
Oh, for each one. Okay, I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. National Committee Woman Janae Hansen from South Dakota, proxy to Jen House.
Keller.
President of Tennessee, Mattia Powell, proxy to Matthew Plott. National Committeewoman of Tennessee, proxy to Shannon Love. Leah's proxy.
John Keller.
National Committeeman Naveed. Welcome to your first meeting.
Thank you. Mr. John Keller.
Proxy for National Committeewoman of Texas to John Kuczynski.
John Keller.
Okay. National Committeeman Alex Cragen of Utah, proxy to David Eplin.
John Keller.
Proxy to Sean. Isaac Sarver, National Committeeman of Virginia, proxy to Sean. Yeah. And, National Committeewoman from Virginia, Sean Peppergen.
John Keller, that proxy.
Okay. President Linda Foster of Washington, proxy to me, uninstructed, voting for Christopher. Sorry, okay. National Committeewoman, Washington, Kelly Drake. Andrew Barnhill holds the proxy. National Committeeman of Washington, Nick Ramirez, proxy to Louis Elrod. President of West Virginia, Abe Saad, proxy to Wayne Mills.
John Keller.
West Virginia National Committeeman, Justin Williams.
John.
So we're going. I'm really sorry to do this. We're gonna have to skip you because you weren't included in the credentials report. We didn't know you were here. I'm really sorry.
Has her credentials.
You like hold it up and wave
We'll
around.
amend the report. We'll amend the report afterwards. I see that you've got your credential. I know. Sorry about that. I'm really sorry. We'll fix it. Okay, where were we? Minority Caucus Chair. Proxy to Jen Murphy. Black Caucus Chair Rashad.
Bad.
Disability Caucus Chair Kaylee Rose Garcia. Proxy to Mike Corbett.
John.
Jewish Caucus Chair Sam Hudis. Oh, thank you for the bagels.
John.
Corbett.
John.
Okay. Women's Caucus Chair Constantina Mays. Northeast Region Director Dustin Hausner, proxy to Allison Cox.
Inspector John.
Who instructed you?
Mid-Atlantic Great Lakes Region Director Susan Krupa.
You got an extension over there.
Midwest Region Director Quentin Ochama. South Central Region Director Anna Langthorne, proxy to Michael Sheridan. Southwest Region Director Pat Burns,
John
proxy
Keller.
to Glenn Moss.
You're welcome.
Okay. So, we have a proxy here that I'll explain. So Tyler, the regional director from the Pacific. I will hear a motion to suspend the rules again to amend the credentials report. Is there a second?
He left.
Oh.
He filled it out.
Okay, so why we can't let him vote?
We should be able to. We should.
So we're not done with that. Okay. Going back to the passes. Hugo.
I'm proud to stand in my first state of New York and the first state of Delaware and vote for Mr. John Keller.
Why did I do that?
Get it, Hugo. Order!
He don't want. I don't want.
You have to yes, no. Oh, okay. Ralph Johnson. Ralph Johnson.
Madam Secretary, I cast my vote for the next Democratic National Committeeman for YDA, Mr. John Keller. Madam Secretary, based on the fact that I think we've reached the majority in the race, I move that the roll call be suspended and Mr. Keller be elected by acclamation.
But we're in the, you can't do that because we're in the middle.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
The decision's been made to continue with the roll call.
No, it has not.
It's probably one or two off.
Okay.
Probably one or two off.
You guys, we have a couple of people who passed. Okay, so College Caucus Chair Michael Martinez, proxy for Rashad.
John Keller.
Rashad.
John Keller.
Susan, are you changing or continuing?
According to this, he can do what he just did.
Rashad, Kyle Gardner's proxy.
There has been a motion and second by acclamation for John Keller. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Vote by acclamation, John Keller is new DNC. Order. I see your hand, Chris, and everybody else that's pointing to Chris. I get it. I see him. Order. I know, not you, but there was like 7 people pointing to you, and I'm like, I clearly see him. He's like 7 feet tall.
I know, but we won't be able to come back in. Stand on your chair.
Order. Order. Order.
I will wait.
She gonna put talking to people like that whole night.
Cross your mind.
Amending the credentials report.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to suspend the rules to amend the credentials report again. The question with the proxy. No, I think the New Mexico proxy.
No,
The West Virginia proxy. Oh, that's right. The West Virginia vote. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Hold on. Order. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I actually have a list.
We have a list.
So National Committee Man was actually approved in the Credentials Committee.
From
what? From Kentucky. And we have to, the proxy change form for the National Committee Man of Nevada. And then our friend from West Virginia needs to be added as an in-person vote. And then my last one was the inclusion of the Kelly Dos Santos leaving to go back to the island property.
Pick to the island.
Thank you.
Okay. So the Kentucky proxy, was there something?
Oh, Hawaii, girl.
Can we have a hoggy break between votes?
Yeah.
It wasn't. Okay. Hold on. Calm your shorts, kids. Okay.
So I believe I heard. Candace, I just want to make sure. I believe I heard you say.
Can we please be quiet so that we can hear the question at hand?
I believe I heard the chair say that the proxy was set aside and it was never represented in proper form. That actually was applicable to Missouri and not Kentucky, and we actually included Kentucky in this morning's credential report.
Madam Chair, I have a point of information.
Yeah, right. Nick, sorry.
Yeah, for those of you who are parked downstairs in the parking garage, your cards do not work after 3 p.m. Given that it is 2:30, I suggest that you need to move the card. You move the card.
What?
Where will they go?
Can we open the door?
Order.
From members of the delegation.
Hey, are you all shutting up and listening?
Inquiring whether the doors are still sealed.
Yes, they are still sealed. Can the sergeant at arms take care of that?
I'm sorry. I hate to do this, but we can't do that yet. We have a motion on the floor. It hasn't been voted on. So the doors can't be open, so that would be another motion.
I know, we're closing the doors because they have been opened.
Oh.
That's
2 hours.
Oh my God. Okay. I think you all should start taking a pool to buy me a drink after this.
I don't want to think about
And seriously, be quiet.
Second. You have the minute. Okay, what does the minute say?
You're going to be reading from the minutes of the credentials report.
Please, come on.
After much review and discussion, we just wanted to also go based on our recollection, make sure they're compliant with the minutes. But the minutes do say motion second passed to challenge ruling of chair for Kentucky, passed with 2 abstentions. That means that the chair was overruled for Kentucky, therefore they are seated.
Okay. There you go. Kentucky is seated. What? Oh yeah. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Hold on. You guys. Yeah.
We have to vote to suspend the rules before we even start the discussion.
We did.
We did. Yeah. How about, okay, so we'll vote to suspend the rules to amend the credentials report. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? No. Let's try that again. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? No. The ayes have it. Oh, any abstentions? Okay, the ayes have it.
Madam Chair, now,
Yes.
now I move. I'm sorry, I jumped before you.
No, go
Now
ahead.
I move to recognize the National Committee man transfer of the proxy.
They can be, the rules are suspended. You can go now.
Transfer of the new National Committee man from Nevada to.
No, we have to do.
Yes.
Is there a motion to? No, never mind. Sorry.
And then inclusion of West Virginia in Tyler Dos Santos to include all of those in the credentials report.
So you're doing. Hold on. You're doing the motion to approve the transfer of the Nevada proxy. New Mexico proxy, incorporating the committee woman from West Virginia and
Tyler Dos Santos, Island Hopper.
Okay, so those are the 3 that we're voting on right now.
Yeah, and Kentucky's already done.
Right, Kentucky's done. All those in favor of approving those changes? Okay, do we want to include the Hold on, we need to reinstitute the rules. There's a motion and all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Hold on.
Second.
Oh. Yes. Sorry, the rules are reinstated. There's been a motion. Can we unseal the doors? All aye. Come on, guys. Aye. Any opposed? Okay.
Hey.
We will reconvene in. No, people need more time.
That's what the vote. My bad.
I thought.
So. That's the longest. Although I know it's not.
We will reconvene at 2:45.
I ain't do it for y'all.
I know you
Just
did.
FYI.
I know.
Need to put it for the fact. Need to put the fact that I believe John is going to do this. John don't.
Then you
You know how we
you do it.
You got
You do it.
Then you have this fucking flight next to
Really good.
Really good. For largely,
You live streaming people? Huh? You live streaming people? No! Somebody live streaming. Somebody, hey! Yes, people on